Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to the Disconnected. It has been a long time since I've done just a regular review on this channel, but for the first time in the history of this channel, I got an actual physical copy in for review that a company has sent me because they want me to review it. So I watched this film this week, and I want to talk about Strawberry Mansion from Music Box Films, which is a Vinegar Syndrome partner label. And let's dive in to Strawberry Mansion. So, Strawberry Mansion is a movie from 2020 that takes place in the year 2035. And essentially, what happens is that the government is here to audit your dreams. And unfortunately, there are certain things that take place in our dreams that you don't really control, and it lies in product placement. So, this whole movie starts with somebody in this bright pink room, and you have no idea who this person is. And they're having what would you find out eventually is a dream, but they're having this moment where they have fried chicken and soda, and they wake up and they're craving that fried chicken and soda. And so the movie starts with this person going to this fast food place that they just had this dream about, having this giant bucket of fried chicken, this Red Rocket soda, and then the person at the drive-through, they get them to buy this chicken shake that is made with real blended chicken, and it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard of. So we see him buy this food, and then just a couple moments later, we see him pulling up to this house in the middle of nowhere. And what's crazy is the scene really harkened back to the film Days of Heaven, with the mansion sort of back set on this really, nicely bright colored sky. But it was just, offset from the road where it just had this big striking appearance. So our main character that just got all this fried chicken goes up to the door and introduces himself, and we discover that he is one of those auditors that audits people's dreams. And when he goes in this house, he meets Bella Isadora, who is stuck very much in the past and unfortunately has thousands of VHS tapes that are storing all of her dreams. She's still very analog and not keeping up with the digital world as she's supposed to. So our main character's work is cut out for him in a way that he was not expecting. After the film is set up in those first 10 minutes, there are a couple interesting scenes, but then the film just sort of collapses in on itself. For this next part, I want to throw a little caveat out there. It's not that I didn't like the movie. I genuinely liked watching the movie. I liked my experience with it. However, this movie is not made for everyone. This has a very specific audience, and I'm able to see that I'm not a part of that demographic. I could see people that really appreciate art house films that are delivering metaphors by the gallon would really appreciate this, and this movie delivers on that front. There are so many scenes that I was not expecting to be happening. There are so many things that are shot in a different style that take on sort of a life of its own, and the movie itself is beautifully unique. And I say that with those words being earnestly chosen. This film is beautifully unique. I mean, there is a VHS tape monster, and it is so well made that it is astonishing that I've never seen anything like it. But I mean, they use stop motion photography. There's a little bit of claymation. There is some really good special effects. There's some nice CGI that's really well done. There's some puppetry. There's some like paper mache items. There's a couple scenes that harken back to something like Back to the Future. All of it comes together in this package that if you're wanting this beautiful amalgamation of styles, and that's something that you jive with, then it would probably work very well for you. For me, unfortunately, that's not the type of thing that I was looking for, and perhaps a second viewing would assist that greatly. Now, the funny thing, when I would say that this is a very interesting movie that didn't interest me at all, I am super glad to have this physical release because this release is loaded with special features. So we've got an audio commentary with the director and the main character in the film. We have a making of featurette, they call it, but it's like 42 minutes long. We have certain things that dive into the history of this. We have multiple short films that are long. They are not just, a couple 7-minute short films, call it a day. There is a lot of stuff on this disc. There is deleted and extended scenes, some of them with commentary, I believe. There's like test animations, there's test footage, and everything in this physical release creates this giant just experience that you can really grab onto. And again, I know I'm saying that it's not for me, but if you were the type of person that likes this sort of thing, I 100% guarantee that you would appreciate having this. And honestly, even if it's not the type of release that you would generally gravitate to, I think it's one that you would appreciate looking into the history of it, because this film, according to the director, took like 14 years from initial concept to release. And the amount of essential like film school that is a part of that type of a journey in someone's life, there's so much that you can be inspired by, that you can grab hold of, that you can look at and learn from for, I mean, this really inexpensive price. It's on Amazon for less than $20, and there's a link in the description below to buy it. And Music Box Films, I can see why they gravitated towards it. I can see why it's one that fits well with their line. As a partner release, this is kind of an odd choice because it was released by OCN Distribution, but it did not get a slipcover and was not sold on the Vinegar Syndrome website as like an initial announcement. But this is available pretty much everywhere. So yeah, there are a couple links below to buy it. This is one that I highly suggest taking a look at. And if your thing is that sort of art house movie that sort of has something for everybody, you're probably really going to like this movie. And I personally only gave this 3 out of 5 stars, but even then, I wasn't interested in the characters in this film, and I still gave it 3 out of 5 stars because it held my attention the entire time and really made me wonder what was coming next. And there are some places that they go with this film that were just genuinely surprising. So Strawberry Mansion, if all of this sounds like it would be up your alley, I highly suggest checking this out. Even if it's not up your alley, you may want to consider it. But either way, I guarantee Music Box Films has some other really cool things on the way that you will probably really enjoy. So once again, thank you for watching. Like I said, link to purchase is in the description below. And until next time, like I always say, from one collector to all of you, have a good night.